Hi guys, I'd like to welcome you guys all back to my channel, and today we are doing the July reads and August TBR in one video. Two things. One, I thought I recorded this video already, and when I went to stop the recording, it started recording. So I'm going to try to have the same enthusiasm as I did the first time. And second of all, if you're a fan, like always, my body is like at a very hot temperature lately. So it just be on when I'm recording. So July was a pretty decent reading month for me. I read 4 books. But I read 4 good books. I did not have a bad reading experience in July. Also, I successfully did 3 of the prompts from Noria's readathon. By the way, if you're watching this and Noria still has not reached 7K, what is wrong with you? Go follow Noria because she deserves all the things. So let's see. Let's talk about what I read, and I will try to be short and sweet. I can't even lie, it might not be. So let's see. The first book that I read in the month of July was In an Absent Dream by Cena McGuire. It is the 4th book, I think, 4th or 3rd, I'm never really sure, of the Wayward Children series. And no, you do not need to read the other 3 to read this one. It is also a standalone, or it can be a standalone. And I personally really like this one. It focused on the assistant at the school and the world that she ended up going in. And the world that she went in was all about fair value and finding... fair value was like the premise, and just like, what did fair value mean? What did you have to trade to get what you wanted? That kind of thing. I really liked the world. It was creepy. It was a little disturbing, but at the same time, like, I needed more of it. It's one of those short books where I'm like, oh, it's too short. It's too short. It's just too short. So I enjoyed it. I listened to it on audiobook. It was like 6 hours, nothing major. It's just this is another series. It's kind of a fluffer series for me when I don't feel like reading things. Like, it's either that Disney series or this. So I'm going to be sad when both of those are done, because I'm going to have to figure out what else am I going to fill space with. The next book that I read, which we wrote it down. Oh, hold on. The next book that I listened to was Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. Finally. I loved it. I love this book so much that I'm going to attempt a book look with this one, and we are going to use the cover. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but we're going to make this work. If I pull this off, then I'm really going to be like stunting on myself. But basically, the short story is, this is the story of 2 girls who are actually half-sisters. And they learn that they are half-sisters because their father is on the American Airlines flight that crashed going from New York to the Dominican Republic. I think it was a 587. 587. He had his family in New York, with his wife and his daughter Yahaira. And in the summertime, he would go to the Dominican Republic to be with his daughter Camino, which neither one of them knew that each other existed. Everyone else, I guess, knew everyone else knew that he had 2 daughters, but his daughters didn't know. And they only find out because it comes down to the point where he dies. And Papa was a Rolling Stone. But something about the way that Elizabeth wrote this book, I felt the pain of everyone involved. I felt the pain of Yahaira's mother. I felt the pain of Camino. I felt the pain of Yahaira. The way that they talked about grief and how each sister was handling it and what each sister was going through and all of that, I really loved this book. And there are some things that I want to talk about that might go on forever, hence why I figure I might need to have these, my thoughts talked about in a makeup book review. So for this one, I might actually take notes. If you're wondering if you should read it, I highly recommend it. It is written in verse, just like Poet X, which I really enjoy her verse. I hope that she continues to tell story through verse like this. And I can't wait to know what her next book is going to be, because obviously it's an auto-buy. The next book that I read is The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang. It is the 2nd book in the Poppy War series, and obviously I had to get ready for Burning God, and we're here. Am I as shook as I was from Poppy War? No. But did my heart ache at the end of this book? It did. It's so hard to talk about the second book in a trilogy without giving freaking spoilers. That's why I always have to wait until the end to do like a Shadow of the Fox, like I did with Shadow of the Fox. Because so one, this book had a lot of naval talk. It was a lot of naval warfare, talking about boats and skimmers, and I don't care about none of that. I feel like R.F. Kuang did a really good job of giving me visuals that I could really understand. And ironically, it just clicked in my head that the whole time that the Federalists in this story are the Japanese, and the H group, I forgot the name of them, they're the colonizers. They're colonizers. Like, come on. How did that click after I read 2 of the books? And I was like, no wonder I hated them so much. They are colonizers. They are manipulating colonizers who are devising a country for their personal gain. Building colonies. I don't know why that epiphany hit me, and I was like, oh my gosh. I hate them more now. I still want to learn more about the gods, if that makes sense. Like, there is a pantheon of gods in this story that they kind of touch on a little bit, and then they don't. Like, with the Empress and Ren and the other Psyche, you learn a little bit, but like, I want to know more. I feel like I'm really hoping in Burning God that we learn more, because the ending of the Dragon Republic put me in a place where I was just like, I gotta wait how many months into this book? Who do I need to write to get an arc? Who do I need to write? Because listen, I don't know if I want to wait that long. But then at the same time, I feel like with the last book of a series, I like waiting until the end. So I like getting the book when everybody else gets the book, because it's kind of like a so long farewell, you hurt my soul goodbye. Like that kind of thing. So I think I might not ask for an arc for that one. I think I might just wait, because the finale, I'm hoping that this is not one of the finales where it's like this big. I'm hoping that finale is like a chunker, like 800 pages. Fingers crossed. Yeah. The 4th book that I read, and I read this book because I was told that the main character of this book reminds people of me. And so when people say that kind of thing to me, specifically Noria, I go, I wonder. So I read Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. Now, let me preface this. This would be such a cute movie. Such a cute movie. Because I love me a good rom-com style movie. Give me that kind of movie. Ugh. I would watch this movie in a heartbeat. But reading it, I have questions. Why is it in every romance book they gotta be outside somewhere dirty doing something inappropriate, where I'm always like, weren't y'all just in a nasty bar? Shouldn't you have washed your hands? This is how I know romance isn't for me. I get why people like this book. I did think it was I've never read a book where they talk about fibromyalgia the way that this book talked about it. It made it so relatable, and I now understand it more. It's not like I've ever really gone into research about fibromyalgia anyway, because there's nobody in my life that is afflicted with it. But man, I thought Talia Hibbert did such a good job with that. I don't know if she experiences fibromyalgia, but if she didn't, she did one heck of a job making me feel Chloe's pain, because I was just like, dang, sis, that sounds horrible. The way that she would talk about it or describe it, or how she was always drugged up just to function as a normal human being. I was like, yo, that is crazy. However, Talia, I have a question. So at that scene where they were at the fountain or whatever, it got so dark that you couldn't see her. But then at the very same time, you could see her in another scene with her chocolate skin. So either she is like deep midnight chocolate, like dark chocolate, which is beautiful, or she's this. I don't know. I just needed a distinction. I did like that they specifically said that she was black, and I like that it was a black rich family. I like that her grandma was super bougie and clearly getting it on with her yoga instructor, which, okay. I love her sister relationship. The way that her sisters treated her is the way that me and my sisters interact. So it's a very believable black sister situation. Because a lot of times, well, I know also Talia Hibbert is black, so that's another issue. That's another thing why it was probably super relatable. Is like a lot of times when they like try to be diverse, they write the characters still white, and I felt like Chloe was just richly oblivious. So I had to ask, like, so what part of Chloe reminded you of me? Because I wish I was rich enough like Chloe, but I'm not. But it was like her business ethic. So I was like, oh, okay, we'll take that compliment. Because I mean, she did handle her business. So there was that. Because I was like, I don't even like cats. So this is really not me when it comes to Chloe. But whatever. Because I'm just like, I don't think that's gonna work. So I didn't get to do the other prompts because my library, because so like when books and stuff come in, they have to be quarantined for like a week before the next person gets them. And the person in front of me, I guess, took their sweet time and they returned the book like last week, Monday. So I wouldn't be able to pick it up until August. So I was like, but I forgot. The book that I am currently reading, I'm reading 2 books right now, and we're going to talk about the second one, but I am listening to Who Fears Death by Nnedi Okorafor. I think I got her name right. It's Nnedi Okorafor, and this book is interesting. We're going to have to seriously talk about this book when I finish, because I need to do some research, but basically it's about a girl named Oye San-woo, and she has powers. She is the daughter of a violent rape. So anybody who needs that kind of trigger warning, there is talk about sexual violence, and I don't think there's any actual trigger warnings in here. I don't necessarily need that kind of trigger warning. But she does explain what happens to her mother in a little detail. It's not super graphic, but at the same time, it's Nnedi, so she doesn't really mince her words, which I really like. I could see this being a show, and I wonder if it is going to continue that path. But so far, I'm liking it. I can't even tell you what page that I'm on. I think I'm actually pretty much. Hold on. I know I'm in the hundreds. Yeah, I'm on like chapter 24. So, loving this one. The other one that I'm currently reading on my Kindle is Rebel Sisters. So, before I get into that, this is what we're going to talk about. The month of August is going to be very interesting for me just because I learned from Musical Tati. Hey, Tati. I learned that August is usually ARC August, and I've never there's a lot of different like Booktube type things that I've never paid attention to. And this one kind of piqued my interest because I've gotten a couple of arcs throughout this year that I have not gotten to yet. And I just feel like I'm doing a disservice because I want to read arcs before they come out. That's the whole purpose of getting an arc. So to prevent myself from getting that pile, I do have some full books that I want to read, but I want to get through some arcs first. So that is why, well, that's not why I'm starting with Rebel Sisters. We'll talk about that in a second. But most of August for me will be me reading arcs of books that are coming out either this month, next month, or the month after that. And I will show you them in a second. But shout out to the homie and Jerry who took my 10 anticipated releases for the end of 2020. I'll leave a link to that video. I randomly get on Twitter and I see that she has posted it, tagged Tochi, and basically been like, if anybody deserves an arc of this, it's her. And I was shooketh because he was like, I'm on it. And I was like, I knew me and Tochi were homies. Like, I appreciate you, because I got a message from James from Penguin Teen swiftly after that. And now I have the ebook. Now, would I have preferred an actual copy of this book? Yes. But with the way that USPS is acting like they don't know where the heck my house is, after me living in this house for what, March or April, May, June, July. I've been in this house for almost 5 months and they still can't find my address. So I was just like, ebook is fine. So I have been reading it. I only read like 3 or 4 chapters a day. I am only 18% of the book in. I'm purposely trying not to speed through it, but it's hard because for some reason Tochi has decided that in the very beginning of this book I was going to drop my jaw a couple of times. I have so many questions. He's answered some of my questions that I had from the end of War Girls, but now I have questions where I'm like, wait a minute, because it's being told through 2 people, which we'll talk about later, but I'm on chapter 12, I think. I got to chapter 12 this morning because I just laid in bed and was like, I'm going to read. But I'm clearly going to read some more today when I'm done recording these videos, because this book is going to be finished this week. I'm just going to be honest with myself. I can't wait any longer. I'm loving it. If anybody is questioning it, I'm loving it more for the fact that I'm literally just like, do you ever find yourself reading a book and when you get to a certain part, you end up reading faster because you're shook and you're trying to see what happens? Well, I've done that a couple of times already and I'm only on chapter 12. And for anybody who's just not watching my channel, yes, I am an Elizabeth Acevedo stan and I am a Tochi fan. These 2 are non-negotiable for me. So yeah, what else am I gonna read this month? So I am gonna finish Goddess in the Machine when I'm done with Rebel Sisters. I think I was like 17% of the way done with this book. I'm not sure. I got to figure out where I stopped. But I am interested because this one I received an ARC. This is the Fairy Loot version, I think. But I did receive an ARC of this. So ARC. What is it? Basically, there you go. I was looking for this bookmark. Basically, it's a girl that wakes up from a sleep. But she woke up early. Like, she woke up way early. So it's just basically her trying to figure out what happened. I like this kind of premise. I forgot what book, or no, there's a movie that kind of has this premise, but I never watched the movie. So I'm going to read this book though. The next arc that I'm going to be reading is Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson. Again, I'm still buying this book because this cover is gorgeous for so many reasons, but can you see how much darker she is to me? This type of chocolate is not normally displayed and shown in books. Like, I'm sure in other countries, when they sell this book, she will not be on the cover because of how racist publishing companies are. But I cannot get over the beauty supply store earrings. I cannot get over the short haircut. Everything about this book is gorgeous. And I've already told you guys what this book was about in my 20 Anticipated. So check that out if you want. I don't want to make this video too much longer because I just realized I'm at 20 minutes. The next arc that I want to read is Smash It by Francina Simone. This is a fellow booktuber. I know that they had some mistakes previously or recently, but because they apologize and acknowledge what they did as being wrong, I want to take the opportunity to make sure I don't miss reading this. Plus, again, I'm kind of loving the thickness of these jeans. Like, I feel like this person also has thunder and lightning thighs. Plus, I heard that there's a little bit of Othello in it, and I kind of like that. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, it says it in the back. Inspired by Othello. Spoiler alert, no one is smothered to death in this novel except maybe Liv's pride. Okay, so they were right. Smash it. Another one that I plan on reading, hopefully sooner rather than later, is The Black Kids by Christina Hammonds Reads. This book does come out this month, I think. Yeah, it comes out September 1st. Oh, okay. So basically, it's about a girl named Ashley and her friends living the charmed life, the end of their senior year, and they're spending more time at the beach than the classroom. Ashley's not always so sure she actually likes her friends these days, but they've been besties since kindergarten. Everything changes one afternoon when 4 LAPD officers are acquitted after beating Rodney King half to death. Suddenly, Ashley's not just one of the girls, she's one of the black kids. So I have a feeling this book is going to be extremely heavy, considering that George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, Elijah McClain, 2020 has been that kind of year for me where I am seen as the black friend to some people that I've had to just disconnect from because they don't understand. So I have a feeling this one is going to make me angry, but I also really like the cover, and I got it. Somebody sent this to me, so yeah. If I manage to finish all of that, then I'm finally going to get Ray Bear because it comes out this month, which means my book should be arriving this month, and I can't wait to dive into it. And then I think also the Gilded Ones. So I have other arcs, like a couple of them I got out of like Fairy Loot and Owl Crate. So they are options. It's just that A, I don't feel like going over to the bookshelf to get it. And B, I've only been reading 4 or 5 books a month lately. So I feel like these are going to put me in a moment. Plus, none of these are audiobooks. So I'll probably be listening to other books when I'm doing work. And then reading those when I actually have time to read. So yeah. Those are the books that I read in the month of July, and these are the books that I plan on reading for the month of August. My question to you guys is, which arc do you want me to read first after Rebel Sisters and Grown? Please leave your comment down below in the comment section, and until the next time, guys, bye.